ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति। बस वंडर है बाबा का।
Baba's wonder.
किसका वंडर है?
Whose wonder is it?
ओम शांति भवन का वंडर है।
Or is it a wonder of being in Om
सामने
Shanti
चक्कर
Bhavan?
घूम रहा है।
We've got the cycle turning around in front of
अब
us.
यहाँ बस चक्कर में
That he loves the picture of the cycle, that it's the back of the hall.
चक्रवर्ती बना दिया।
Baba's given us the knowledge of the cycle and
ये जो
made
बनाते
us
हैं गीत कविता
rulers of the globe.
वंडरफुल बनाते हैं।
It's wonderful how
शब्द अर्थ
these souls create these songs.
एक एक घड़ी मिनट कहाँ घड़ी कहाँ मिनट।
So every hour, every minute is so important. Baba has taught us how to use every moment in a worthwhile way. Baba is truly wonderful.
बाबा के बच्चे एक एक को
But when I look at each one of Baba's children,
फिर अपन को देखो,
it's a wonder.
फिर बाबा को देखो,
look at yourself, look at
बताया नहीं
Baba.
जाता है, अनुभव किया जाता है।
Some things cannot be expressed in words, but they need to be experienced.
रंग लग जाता है।
When we are in each other's company, we color each other with that company.
बकरी जैसे
We were like lambs
बन
before.
गए शेर।
Now we become lions.
ऐसे है ना?
Isn't that
ये
so?
शेर नहीं शक्ति।
Baba has made us Shiv Shakti lionesses. And these Pandavas too are wonderful.
कहाँ से शक्ति पाई?
Where have we received this
बताया
power from?
नहीं जाता।
It's not possible to express this in words. The song that was played before 7:30 talked about this. Baba, we can't express the love that we feel from you.
चलन बोल सबका बाबा देख रहा है।
Baba is watching our face, our behavior, every step we take, and he's making us like him.
हमारा बाबा को यही लौकिक बाप को भी बहुत फिक्र होता है तो मेरा बच्चा अच्छी पढ़ाई पढ़े।
Even a physical, a Lokik father would be very concerned that the child should study well, they should grow up well, earn a good income, stand on their own feet. So even my father is concerned about me in this way. Baba is concerned that his children should become worthy. You understand what it means to be Supatra, worthy, isn't it? It means to be obedient, to be faithful, to be honest, and listen to every one of his orders. So I have to become such example. I have to become a sample. Even when you go and buy something, you always look at a sample and then you're convinced to buy it or not.
यही अंदर भावना है कि बाप का नाम बाला करें।
So this is the only desire we have, that is to glorify our Father's name, to glorify our teacher's name. To glorify the Father's name means to become obedient.
हमेशा ये नेचुरल है जिसका जो बच्चा होगा कहेंगे
it's very natural for a child to be like their parent in every way.
कैसे इसका बच्चा है?
So people should look at me and know who my father is. It should be visible from our faces.
जो भी बच्चे होंगे बाप जैसी शक्ल दिखाई पड़ेगी।
So even in a physical way, we see how children resemble their parents. Their face looks like the parent.
माँ का सब चेहरा और होगा, बाप का और होगा। क्यों वो पंजाबी होंगी, वो सिंधी होगा।
It's amazing how the parents themselves are so maybe very different in their physical attributes, or even in their background. Someone may be from north, from the south. Their languages may be different. But then the child is like a good, perfect mixture of both.
तो होंगे बच्चे जिनके बच्चा बाप जैसा नहीं दिखाई पड़ेगा,
Sometimes some families come to meet
या
Dadi
माँ
and you see
जैसा नहीं दिखाई
that the
पड़ेगा,
child is not
क्योंकि
very similar
दोनों
to the parent. They don't
डिफरेंट
look,
क्वालिटी
they
है।
don't resemble their
तो
father and
हमारा
mother. They've
सबका
got their own sanskars, their own
मेरी इच्छा
qualities.
ये है,
But
और
in this
मेरे
relationship with
लिए जो बुक
Baba,
में निकला
this is the desire that
उसमें
I
मैंने
should be like
पढ़ा,
my father totally.
तो मेरी शक्ल कैसी हो,
Be concerned.
हमारा माँ भी
Always
वही
think
है, बाप
about
भी वही है।
how your face should resemble your father's,
अभी वो
should resemble your
ऐसे है ना,
mother. It is that way now, isn't it?
एक भाई था, अभी भी कोई टांग टांग चढ़ा के बैठा होगा, कोई सारी सभा में
There are some brothers who also like to sit as Brahma Baba's side
एक दो
with
भाई होंगे
one foot
या 10
on the
करके
top.
होंगे जो टांग टांग पर चला
They like
करके
to
याद में
mirror
बैठते
Brahma
हैं।
Baba in every possible way. So it's so nice
परंतु
to see that as well.
मम्मा ने बहुत कोशिश की,
Mama also used to try to sit in
really,
that
मम्मा
same
ने बहुत
posture,
कोशिश की, तो टांग टांग पर चला करके
sit
बैठो,
exactly like
नहीं
Baba, but it didn't happen.
पर बाबा अंत मते तक, अंत घड़ी तक,
But Baba, it was
रात्रि
amazing how
क्लास में
even to his elderly
टांग
age,
टांग
he
पर
was able
चला
to
के
sit
बैठे,
in that same posture as we see in
और
front of us.
बेचारी के माँ वाक्य आप लोगों ने सभी ने सुने होंगे,
You recall the last versions that Brahma Baba shared in that night class
निराकारी
on
निर्विकारी
18 January.
निरंकारी
Nirakari,
स्थिति
Nirankari,
को बनाना है,
Nirvikari, become bodiless,
तो हम
become
सबका ये संस्कार बन
viceless
गया
and
है,
bodiless. So these are
यहाँ
our
बना रहे
sanskars
हैं,
now, isn't it? Or
टाइम
we
थोड़ा
have the
है,
aim of becoming that, isn't it?
टाइम तो हमको
Time is
क्या
very,
क्या
very
बातें
short.
याद में रखनी है,
So what should we keep in mind?
कहीं तो गाना गाने में होशियार है,
There are some who are very clever,
या
very good
बोलने
at
में
singing,
होशियार है,
or they're very good at giving
शब्दोच्चारण
talks.
कर लेंगे,
They can
खाना
express
बनाने
themselves
में
very
होशियार
well,
है,
or there are others who
अच्छा
can
खाना
cook very
बना
well.
लेंगे, जयंती कुर्सी यहाँ पर बैठ सकती हो, उसमें तेरे को नहीं, उसमें देरी नहीं लगेगा,
Dadi
परंतु
is asking gentlemen to come and sit
परंतु
beside her.
इसको बोलो खाना बना के खिलाओ,
Dadi is saying,
तब
ask
एक
gentlemen to
बहन
cook
थी,
and feed you all sometime.
प्रेम बहन, भाई कुर्सी बाजू में इधर, शीलू तुम भी बैठो,
Dadi was asking Shiluban
यहाँ
also
नहीं,
to sit
बाजू में बैठो ना,
next to her.
कुर्सी दे, नहीं कुर्सी दे, तो क्या है, मैं भिन्न भिन्न शब्द बोलेंगे, तो अब आप कैच करना,
So you can
तो
catch
एक
Dadi's bhavna, what
हमारे
she's
में
trying to express,
जैसे
catch the
बाप के
feeling
बच्चे
behind the
हैं,
words.
ये नहीं कहते जैसे माँ के बच्चे हैं, जैसे बाप, पर वो माँ भी है तो बाप भी है,
So
ये
our
वंडर
Baba
है,
is our mother and our
ऐसे को
father.
कैसे पहचाने,
So how will the world recognize
माँ अलग
that
होती है,
Baba?
बाप अलग होता है,
We
ये
should
दो
be able to
व्यक्ति होता है,
recognize Baba through us.
ये हमारा बाबा ऐसा है, अभी अभी माँ, अभी अभी
In
बाप,
Lokik sense, you have a separate
अभी
mother,
अभी
a
हमारा
separate
फ्रेंड
father,
है,
but here our Baba plays all roles. Sometimes he's our mother, sometimes the father,
देखो
sometimes our friend.
मेरा
So it's a
फ्रेंड है
wonder,
ना,
isn't it? He is my
बाप
friend,
का
isn't it?
फ्रेंड है, तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है, और सेवा साथी है,
He's also my service companion.
ये थोड़ी
It's such a good
कोई
feeling.
ये कर रही है तो अपना कर रही है, स्टूडेंट है तो अपने लिए पर अच्छा ध्यान से पढ़ेंगी,
So
अच्छी
as a
कमाई
student, I have to
करेंगी,
study well. I
अच्छा
have
रंग
the
रोगन
aim that I
लगाएंगी,
have to further
तो
earn a
नाम
good
वाला
income,
बाबा का हो, नाम वाला
and then I'll be able to
बाबा का हो,
glorify the Father.
कोई भी है, किसकी बेटी है, कहाँ का भी संबंध है, पर है ब्रह्मा कुमार,
So always
ब्रह्मा
remember,
कुमारी,
no matter what background I'm
नशा
from now, but I am a Brahma Kumar and a Brahma Kumari. I
नशा,
should have such great
मैं ब्रह्मा
intoxication.
कुमार हूँ,
I am
मैं
a
ब्रह्मा
Brahma Kumar.
कुमारी
I
हूँ,
am a Brahma Kumari.
नशा सबको, तो
So
वो सब
maintain
टाइटल है,
this
ये
intoxication.
मस्त फकीर मेरे को बाबा ने ही कहा
The
था,
brother talked about one of Dadi's
मस्ती
titles
ऐसी
that
चढ़ी
was
हुई
given
हो
to her by Baba, the
जो
Mast Fakir,
फकीरानों साहब
the
लगा कहाँ प्यारा,
intoxicated wanderer.
फकीरानों जो फकीर होते हैं ना वो बेफिक्र रहते
So
हैं,
the religious fakirs, the
समझा,
religious wanderers, the
जो फकीर
religious
होते हैं
beggars,
है फकीर,
yes, they may have nothing in their
है
pockets,
फकीर
but they're so
और बेफिक्र
intoxicated and they're so carefree.
और जिसके पास बहुत पैसा है, बड़ी पोजीशन
And
है,
in contrast, we see
वो
people
तो
in high
सदा खुश
positions,
नहीं है,
they're not able to
उनमें
maintain their
उम्मीद ये नहीं
happiness.
रखते हैं, इसलिए लंदन में हमारे नेवल भाई ने बुक लिखा है,
But he's remembering the book that
थोड़ा
Brother
टाइम
Neville of
लगा बुक
UK
लिखने में,
has
वो
compiled,
पढ़ने को
created.
भी मिले,
So it took a
ऐसा
while
बुक
to
हो
create that book, but it's a
तो
very good book.
मरना है तो मुझे कैसे,
How do I live
जीना
and
है
how do
तो
I
कैसे,
die? That's the title of the book.
और जो भी उम्र है जितनी भी है तो मरूं तो ऐसे,
So no matter how long my
भले
lifespan may
कहेंगे
be,
यहाँ दर्द है वो नहीं,
I have to
पर
die
मरने की
with that
घड़ी में
dignity, with that self-respect, the way I would like to live.
और जीना है,
So there may
जो
be
बात
pains
हुई
and aches here and there,
बीती को चित्तों को नहीं,
but that's not the
आगे की
focus,
रखो
that's
ना
not
आश,
what I pay attention to.
ट्रांसलेशन ठीक मिल रही है,
Are you getting translation all right?
हाँ पर अच्छी हो रही है ना,
Is the translation all
तो
right? Can you indicate to
सेम बात
Daddy?
है, पर ये मेरे को समझती है,
Daddy feels.
बहुत अच्छी हो रही है ट्रांसलेशन,
बहुत अच्छी, देखो अभी उसका भी पार्ट अच्छा है,
Daddy saying,
उसको
Urvashi has a good
एक क्वेश्चन
part.
दिया था,
She understands
मुझे
Daddy.
शाम तक अच्छा लिख करके देना, वो काम नहीं किया, देखो
Daddy
वही
gave
है,
Urvashi some work
हो
to do and
सकता
she
है यहाँ
didn't give it by the evening, but I'm sure she will.
अच्छा बता मुझे याद कर आएगा, नहीं आएगा तो उसमें गुजरता जो है वो मिस नहीं होंगे, कर्म बंधन
There's a question someone
एक
asked
होता है कोई
Daddy
पास्ट
to
का,
clarify about settling
दूसरा
of
होता है
karmic
प्रेजेंट
accounts.
का,
One is of the past that we have to
समझा,
settle and one is of the present.
प्रेजेंट का
So this is a question
ऐसा
someone asked
कर्म
Daddy.
बंधन है जो चुकतू नहीं कर रहे हैं, न चुकतू करने की लगन है,
So sometimes we don't pay attention to the fact that we've
प्रेजेंट
got
समय
these accounts that we need to
मैंने
settle.
अच्छा कर्म किया,
I have to pay attention
कर्म को देख,
to
मैं
whether
3
I am
बारी
performing good
ओम
actions
शांति इसलिए
and
कहती
creating
हूँ,
those good accounts.
मैंपन का अभिमान, मेरापन का, मैंपन का ईगो, मेरापन का अटैचमेंट,
So when I talk about
अभी
Om
ये
Shanti,
इंग्लिश ठीक है,
so I
हिंदी में क्या
remember that
कहेंगे,
I don't have the arrogance of I, either
मैंपन का,
and secondly, I don't have
मैं
attachment to mine.
ऐसे ना हूँ,
Can I sit in that consciousness of Om
मेरा बाबा
Shanti, that
कैसा
I
है,
am beyond that arrogance of
ऐसे
I
सीख लो,
and beyond the attachment of
बोले
mine, anything that
ये
belongs to
ऐसे
me.
कर्म ऐसे हो
So when I have
जो
performed my
मुझे भोगना
actions,
न पड़े,
I
कोई
should pay
कहे
attention that
नहीं,
I should not have any
कोई
suffering
आत्मा
of
थी,
those accounts. I should not
मुझे
perform
बिन बिनात
actions
प्रकार
that will
के
lead to suffering of accounts.
आत्माओं से समझ रहा है, पहले ज्ञान में आने के पहले भी
There are many souls that have
कोई
come into
आत्माओं से
Dadi's
ऐसा समझ
contact,
रहा जो अभी तक भी कहीं उन्होंने शरीर छोड़ा, कहीं कुछ जिंदा भी है,
there are many souls that Dadi is
जिन्होंने
remembering
बचपन
whom
में
she
देखा,
knew before she came into
ब्रह्मा
Gyan.
कुमारी पर मैंने देखा,
There are many who are still
तो
in
वो
contact, some have left their
कर्म
body.
ऐसे है अच्छे जो मुझे खाता नहीं है, तो शरीर क्यों, और मैं कभी नहीं कहेंगी शरीर भोग रहा है,
So there are many lifestyles that we
कभी
see,
नहीं
people who have lived their lives in
तो
a way.
शब्द
Some have lived a very good
कोई
life
कहेगा
because of their good
शब्दों को
actions,
नहीं
and
पकड़ो,
some not so much.
पर मैं समझती हूँ कोई
Dadi says
शब्द
for
ऐसे
herself that she
है
never says that, oh, I'm
समझ
settling
के बोलते
accounts.
हैं,
So it's
और
important that I
वो
never say
शब्द
that, oh, I'm suffering,
कर्म
I'm
भोग
settling the suffering of
या कर्म
accounts.
बंधन,
So
एक
let me
है
not
कर्म
think
भोग
about
शरीर से,
karma bhog, the suffering of
दूसरा है
the
संबंध
karma
से,
through the body, and secondly, I'm not
ये
suffering
सब
any
करके
kind of
बोलना ये बात
bondage
है,
in relationships.
एक कर्म
So
बंधन
these are
है,
two types of settlement, through the chariot and through
कर्मों का
relationships.
बंधन, न चाहते भी उनसे वो कर्म होता है।
So
किस
sometimes this
कोई
makes
का
me perform actions that I do
कर्म
not
बड़े
want to
अच्छे
perform.
होते हैं, देखने इतना नहीं आता है, पर कर्म बड़े अच्छे हैं, तो वो कर्म बड़े बलवान है।
So good
अच्छे कर्म
actions are
करने के
very, very
लिए
powerful.
अच्छा कर्म किसको कहा जाता है वो भी समझ जाइए।
So now Baba has given us the
अच्छा
understanding of
कर्म
what kind of actions I have to
तो
perform
मैं
so that there is no
अभी
suffering for the future.
बाकी 10 मिनट नीचे जाएंगे,
Dadi says, I have 10
नीचे
minutes
15
more.
लोग आ गए हैं,
Dadi would like to leave
तो
after
मुनि
class
बहन
because she
याद
has to
करती
meet
है,
50,000
तो ये भी
Brahmins who have come in
ये
Shantivan.
यहाँ अच्छा है
So Muni
वहाँ।
Ben
तो
remembers
मैंने
Dadi and is
कहा
calling her
तो
down.
सुबह को भी जाएंगे तो देर से 12-1 बज जाएगा, तो
Previously Dadi had
इसलिए
thought she would
अभी
go tomorrow morning, but
ये
now
जो
she feels
दिल
it's
की
important to go
भावना है,
tonight.
भावना ओम शांति भवन में
So Dadi wants you to understand her
बैठो,
bhavna, what she is trying to
वंडरफुल,
express. While sitting here in Om Shanti Bhavan,
इतने
catch
लोग होते हैं
Dadi's bhavna, her
तो
pure
500
feelings.
साल में पूरे नहीं होते हैं, तो डायमंड हॉल में बैठना पड़ता है,
Dadi's remembering in Shantivan
तो
also, when
कितना
it's small group, then
सेवा का
everyone meets
भाग्य
in
है।
conference hall. But then when the group gets larger, we sit in
याद
Diamond
में
Hall.
रहने का
So it's our fortune that
बल
we
मिलता
have
है,
this time to
सेवा
serve so many
में
thousands.
बाबा का जो मिला हुआ है फॉलो फादर करने के,
In
जो
service, we have the opportunity to follow the Father, perform the same
इतना
actions as
अच्छा
he
है,
did.
बाबा के बोल अमूल्य है,
Always
मूल्य
consider
नहीं
Baba's
कथन,
words to be invaluable.
लिखने वाले लिखते हैं
There's no price,
पर
there's no
मैं
value that
चश्मा
you can
नहीं
place
इसको
on
पढ़ नहीं
them.
सके, तो उर्वशी को बोला शाम तक मुझे उसी को कॉपी निकाल के दे दो, क्योंकि ऐसी धारणाएं अभी तक मैं नहीं समझती हूँ किसकी क्या अच्छी हो गई है, जो फरिश्तों वाली चाल।
Dadi says there are very few who have
ब्रह्मा
inculcated that kind of dharna that they can be called angels.
फरिश्ता
Yes,
वो
they are Brahmins, but to become an
धरती
angel is
इस
something very
धरती पर
different.
पाँव रखे ना उसमें भी कमाई,
So when you reach that
ये
angelic
मतलब
stage, it's as though you're
बाबा
just
ने
very
मेरे लिए
lightly touching
2000 में
this land, this
वो
earth.
बुक
You're
में
just
पढ़ रही
performing
हूँ,
actions for the sake of doing those good actions,
जिस
and then you
धरती
go
पर तुम
beyond.
पाँव रखती हो उसमें तुम्हारी कमाई बहुत है,
So wherever we
क्योंकि
step foot, there
रहम
should
दिलो,
be an earning of a great income.
रहम दिलो
Because wherever we go, we should have
और
that attitude
बढ़ाओ
of
और कर्म
being
साथ
merciful
जुड़ना है,
towards others.
जो भगवान ने वरदान में दी है, क्योंकि हर मूल्य में पहले शुरू में रहस्य होता है,
In every
प्रश्न
murli, we
होता
know
है,
that there's the essence
मूल्य
in the
में
top, then you have the question and
बाबा जी
answer,
बताता है, फिर वरदान में
and then at the end you
डिफरेंस
have
है,
the blessing, and the Baba
यानी
shares a
4
different thing
रूपों
at the end of
में
the murli.
वंडरफुल बात सुना था, तो
In
ऐसा
essence, Baba shares such wonderful
नकल
things every
करना
day.
का भी अक्ल चाहिए,
So I need to have the
समझा,
sense to
ये
know
हिंदी
how to
शब्द है ना,
copy Baba.
नकल करने का
So it's very
अक्ल
rhyming words
चाहिए,
in Hindi.
कोई
Nakul
कोई
is to
मैंने
copy,
बुक
and akal is
देखा
to have that
होगा
sense
भाई
of,
कॉपी
to know how to
राइट
copy.
नहीं है, किसमें से कॉपी राइट है,
So generally in the world you
तो
cannot
कर्म में
you have a copyright
अगर
on a
मैं
book and you
ऐसे
can't
कर्म
copy
करूं
anything from it. But
इतने
here
राइट काम
Baba
हो
gives us the right to
तो
copy.
जल्दी संग का रंग लग जाए, संग
Copy
से
him
और
in
कुछ
every
काम नहीं
aspect.
है,
I don't have to do
मेहनत
anything
नहीं
else.
है,
Just stay in Baba's
संग का
company.
रंग
Just stay and be colored by
जैसा
Baba's
संग वैसा
company.
रंग,
As we know,
जैसा
as is the
पानी वैसी
company,
वाणी।
so shall I be.
अभी बाबा से साकार बाबा से हमने पानी पीना भी
There's another saying in
सीखा,
Hindi, as
हमारी
is the
जसोदा
water,
मैया
so
थी
will
ना
be your
बाबा के
words.
लौकिक में, तो सभी जब ट्रस्ट में औरों का नाम आया, बाबा ने जो समर्पण किया वो ट्रस्ट हो गया, मालिक हो गए, तो बाबा को
Those who followed
बाबा
Baba
के
in
संग रहने
Sakar
का
form of becoming
फायदा बहुत
trustees,
मुझे को मिला,
They attained great fortune, they created their fortune for themselves.
बनी तो बाबा ने पहले बारी मुझे मिला हैदराबाद में ओम नमस्ता तो लौकिक ड्रेस मैं कोशिश करती थी
That is, remember the early days when she first met Brahma Baba in Om Nivas. She used to wear locky clothes when she used to come to Om Nivas. So there was a time when Dadi had once come and she saw all the senior Dadis sitting around and they were eating puri and some halwa, something sweet. So Dadi had not yet become dedicated to the yajna, but Dadi looked at that scene and it was so enticing. She really wanted to be part of that scene. And it was that time Baba asked me, what have you thought about your life, your future? So Baba was sitting. So there was one part of the house where all the senior Dadis were sitting and there was this beautiful scene. Then I went to see Baba. He was sitting in another portion of the house. And he asked me this question, what have you thought about your future? I'll be sharing all these stories so that even though you've not physically seen Baba, but you can experience those times, those memories as though you were there. So when I came and saw that gathering of the senior Dadis and I saw the love of Baba, that was what inspired me to become a Brahma Kumari. So I was more than willing to change my locky clothes and become part of this yajna. So Mama too was very fashionable as a young teenager. She only used to speak English. She never used to speak much Sindhi. She went to the English medium school. So we didn't speak much Hindi at that time, but Sindhi and English. That Mama especially taught Sindhi and English. But Baba, once we came to Baba, everything changed about us. Baba took us beyond all the physical limitations. So there were just a few brothers in the early days. Now we have more brothers today. It's amazing to see this gathering today as well. We have half the hall of brothers and half of sisters. In the early days, of course, there were few brothers and many more sisters.
और कहाँ नहीं हैदराबाद में जब भी बाबा थोड़े थे जो एकदम उनको लगाव झुकाव टकराव खलास हो गया.
So that is during the times how our sanskars changed so instantly. So we were able to go beyond attachment, beyond that feeling that, oh, why do we have to bow down in front of anyone or be humble? We were able to do that very easily. We were able to just get engaged in service, any kind of service that was given to us. How many of you are catching what Dadi is saying? Raise your hands. So it's time to go beyond all these sanskars of attachment, of coming into conflict. So now check yourself. Are there any of these sanskars still remaining in you? Change them, transform them now while you're here. Of course, all our faces, our physical features will not become the same, but we have all chosen this living death, this life of the living death. This is why our sanskars also all have to be similar to one another now. So let us be absolutely like Baba in our sanskars. So even though we maybe have some Lokik relationship while we are Brahmins, it shouldn't be that someone should refer to me as so-and-so's sister, so-and-so's whatever. But let us all be similar to Baba in our sanskars. Let no one be scared of me, let me not scare anyone. This is from the Granth scripture. These all praises, different names in praise of Shiv Baba. So these are very accurate words that we used to sing in praise of Shiv Baba and the path of bhakti. We're so fortunate that we're hearing the words that are practically changing our lives. Dadi sharing that even on the path of bhakti, Dadi never would sit and do just very physical bhakti, that is praising or just decorating and worshipping the idols. No, it was a very deep bhavna, deep sincere love for the Supreme, for the Divine. So even now our love, our efforts have to be on that deep level. That is again singing praise of this gathering. She's just very happy to see all of you.
ब्रह्मा कुमारी हो फलाना ये एक भाई है रशिया वाला जो ट्रांसलेशन करता है यहाँ
Russian brother. He's probably gone up for translation. She's remembering brother Sasha. He always sits in front.
जब भी देखो यहाँ बैठा होता है.
Daddy says he always sits in front. He's probably gone to translate now.
तो सब करना मुझे ये आज थोड़े शब्दों में स्पष्ट करना था हर एक को ये लक्ष्य रखो.
Daddy just wants to share in essence what she wants to see in all of you. Just create the sanskars of being a bestower. Emerge the sanskars of purity. Let there not be the name or trace of arrogance or body consciousness. In the past few days, Baba has been sharing this in different ways in the Murlis. Sometime back, someone told Dadi that what's new about Baba's Murlis? It's usually the same words. So what else does he say? He just says, imbibe the divine virtues, that's it. Of course, Baba won't be upset when he hears such things, but it just means that the soul hasn't recognized who Baba is. No two Murlis are the same. Dadi was she enjoyed reading today's Murli and she wanted to really revise it again and again. Those who revise Baba's Murlis again and again become good students and they get good marks. And then there's no need to revise anything else. What else did I do throughout the day? Did I do anything apart from revising Baba's words? Daddy says, I'm not a teacher. I've never been a teacher. I'm not sharing with you as a teacher, but I am simply a student. Is that all right? I am a student, am I not? So you too consider yourselves to be students, work hard, work well, and you will be dearly loved by your teacher.
दादी और मैं कभी कभी यहाँ इंडिया में होते थे कभी मैं लंदन में 18 जनवरी मैं लंदन में थी बाबा वहाँ याद किया जनक बच्ची आज के दिन.
In the past, Daddy has always spent 18 January in London. There were many times that Avyak Dada would then remember Daddy while he was sitting here, but Baba would then remember Daddy sitting in London. Daddy, it was at that time Baba had said, have mercy on yourself and have mercy on others.
क्या करते हैं, ये सुधरेंगे थोड़ी, इन पर दया करेंगे,
Sometimes what happens is
ये
when we're
सुधरने
interacting with
नहीं,
others, we
ये अभिमान जो
sometimes
अपने
develop that
पास हो,
attitude, this person is going to change,
ये
what's the point of
सुधरेंगे
having
नहीं,
mercy on them?
ये कहना चाहिए
Should I say
नहीं
such
चाहिए।
things?
तो
No,
शब्द
I cannot say such
एक एक
things if I'm truly merciful.
मन में ख्याल जो आवे सो भी समझो, और मुख से बोल जो मन करे
So be
उसमें
very
कर्म
careful
बनता
about
है,
what you think and what you
बंधन
say,
मुक्त बनना है,
because then you'll put
न तो
yourself in
ऐसे
a
कर्मों
bondage
में
of
आना है
that
जो कर्म
account then with the
का
soul.
बोझा सिर पर चढ़े, हल्के
Don't
इतने
perform any
रहो
kind of action,
जो
don't have
सदाई
any thoughts
जागती जोत होकर
that will increase the burden on
हल्के
your
भी
head.
रहो,
Remain light,
जागती जोत
remain
एक दो
ever
को
lit
देखो
and ever
तो
enlightened
वो भी
light.
त्रिनेत्री त्रिकालदर्शी तीनों लोगों का मालिक है, जब चाहे सूक्ष्म वतर में रहो,
Remember that you are
मूल वतर में
Trinetri,
जल्दी जाना
Trilokinath,
है,
you
अभी
are the one
टाइम
with the
थोड़ा
third
है।
eye, you're the master of the three
किसी ने कहा
worlds, you can
बाबा
tour around anytime you
आपने
wish.
कहा 2-3 साल में विनाश हो जाएगा, अभी इतने साल हो गए, तो बाबा मुस्कुराया, अगर बेचारे
Someone had asked Baba a
और
question.
आत्माओं
You
को
had
बाबा
said
का
that
बनना
destruction would
है
take place
तो
in a few
जल्दी
years,
विनाश ना
but
आए,
nothing's happened yet.
बाबा
So
यही
Baba
कहते
just smiled and said that there
ये
are
भी
still
समझो
many
विनाश
souls who are still to
कल
take
भी हो
birth, still to
सकता
come
है,
to Baba. So never forget that destruction could happen
इसलिए
tomorrow.
तैयार रहना है,
You can't
विनाश
trust even your own body.
इस बात को कितना साल
So
हुआ
don't get
होगा,
confused about these things, about
तो
when destruction
पर
will
बाबा
happen
के
or why it's
फूल
not yet happened.
बड़ी एक्यूरेट है,
Always remember that
ऐसा
Baba's
निश्चय
words are
बुद्धि
accurate.
विजयंती
Keep such faith in your
होगा,
intellect and you will be
संशय न
victorious.
हो,
Let there not
अभी
be
खाई
any
आप
doubt.
मुझे नीचे जाने के लिए मेरे साथी कहते हैं अभी जानो क्लास करके, तो मैं
My companion is
अच्छा
saying it's best that we leave
जो
right
कहें
now for
तो कल
Shantivan.
आधा दिन चांस मिलेगा मिलने लोगों को
So if I
मिलने
go
का,
down, if Dadi goes
फिर
down
शाम
now,
को
then she'll
क्लास
have the
करने
opportunity of
का,
meeting the groups
पर
down
तो
in
यहाँ
Shantivan
सब भाभी
tomorrow.
बहुत अच्छी है,
So Dadi is
ठीक है,
very pleased that she was part of
ओके,
this gathering this evening.